Hey, and welcome to Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode.
Hey, and welcome back to Turo Fitness Podcast. If you have ever looked into a mirror and thought, I just need to be smaller, this episode is for you. So today we are talking about a powerful mindset shift, one that has changed the lives of many of my clients. And the question what I want you to ask is that what if your goal wasn't to shrink, but to get stronger? What if your success wasn't measured by weight loss, but by what your body can do? So if you are women over 40 who is tired of the cycle of dieting, shrinking, and feeling like you are never enough, this episode might be the game changer. So I want to start this episode to talk about that where that shrinking mentality comes from. So I want to start with the truth, because the most women have been told their whole life that smaller is better. Smaller tights, smaller waist, smaller clothes. And while wanting to lose weight isn't wrong, chasing small as the only goal often leads to consistent body dissatisfaction, never-ending diet cycle, ignoring what your body actually needs, especially after 40. So, because here is the thing, your body is changing. Hormones, metabolism, recovery, sleep, it all shifts in your 40s and beyond. And yet, many women are still using the same goals and strategies they had in their 20s. So most women they are having the piece of pair of jeans, piece of clothes, like a dress or something in their closet. And they are thinking that, where is this? When I was in my 20s, in my 30s, I was able to fit into those pants and I felt amazing. And most likely you remember how much you weigh in that moment. And there is your goal body weight. Now you think that to feel the same, you need to have that amount of body weight because you want to have that same feeling. But if the truth is that you are not, it's not going to be, if you think back at the time, were you really happy with your weight you already had, or you still had a thoughts that I would need to lose, there was this part of my body, I wasn't completely satisfied or happy with myself, I wanted to lose just a little bit. And this is the cycle what most women go through, that you are never understanding that you are actually right where you should be, and this is a good place to be. And then years are passing, you are thinking that now I need to change something to feel the same, because even it was at the time, it was not good, but it was a lot better than it is now. And that is the mindset and shift what I want to talk in this episode, because honest truth is that there are very, very few women who are happy in their current situation. They are thinking that I just need to lose that little bit, but trust me, if you would magically reach that goal body weight, chances are very high that you still wouldn't be happy, or you would be happy for a short moment of time, and then you would say that what is next? So this all comes with the problem that what is that if that your goal is to become smaller. So when your goal is just to be smaller, there are a few things that tend to happen. So number one is that you are equating your weight with your worth, and the scale dictates your mood, your confidence, and your day. And you are number two is that you are chasing quick fixes. So you are most likely cutting calories extremely. You are doing endless cardio, you are trying some detoxes, and hoping to get your hope is to get it off fast. And then number three is that you will burn out because that the smaller goal never feels small enough. I repeat it, smaller goal feels never small enough. So even your goal is to become smaller, someone else would say that now you look very small, but inside of you, you will never feel that it's small enough. You want more. It's same thing like with the money or something that, you have some amount, or if you don't have exactly number in your mind with the money, you think that I just want more. I just want to be smaller. But if there is not amount of money, an amount of size, you might have a dress size or something. But are you really allowing yourself to be happy in that moment and say that now I'm there where I want to be? You might think now, don't get me wrong, I know many women are arguing against me with this because they are saying that, but this is not, there's always some but trust me, it's more often than not, that is not going to be the solution. No, I have worked over past decade with so many women, and there were a couple like they had a specific amount. Like Skylar she was one of my first clients, or not first, but anyway, that's already a couple of years ago. And just an example for her, she participated for some, like what I really didn't like it, but she had already participated. She had paid a significant amount of money to be in certain scale weight in a certain day. And the way how that competition or challenge went is that she had to wake herself. She had to film herself stepping up on the scale on the starting day and the final day. And based on that number on that day, she won all money back, and got even something more. Or if she wouldn't reach that goal body weight on that day, she would lose all money. And she reached out to me and asked that, could you get me there? Like I can't remember. I think it was 2 or 3 months, and it was like she didn't have a lot of weight to lose, or she wasn't obese or anything, and she had to lose I think 7-8 kilos. So it's if you are using pounds, like she was, that was like 15 pounds, or in that kind of range, what she had to lose. And I told her that she asked me that if I can help her, and I gotta admit that I wasn't completely honest with her. I told that I can help you, but the way how we did it, we started, I said, because I knew that you can get your scale weight down relatively quickly within a couple of days. If you have a willpower, you are willing to do things, you can get scale weight down. That is not going to be issue. Even with that kind of amount, any person could get rid of 7 kilos within a couple of days, but it's going to be just for one day. And then next few days, you are going to gain it all back, and often even more. But I didn't, of course, I didn't tell her that in the beginning. In the end, I told her that, but we started, and there was a lot of time, or relatively time. I said, okay, it's 3 kilos a month or something, 4 kilos a month. That's possible. But what we started is we started to build those habits, like kind of sustainable habits. and she lost some amount of weight. But then the day was getting closer, and she was still relatively far from that goal body weight what she wanted to aim for. And then I said, don't panic. I know what I'm doing. And then the last days we manipulate her fiber intake, water intake, sodium intake, carb intake, everything basically to get that scale weight down for that day. And long story short, she reached her goal body weight. She won her bet. And but the day when she actually hit that number, what she thought she would need to hit. When we talked after, we had a podcast episode earlier, and I put that link into show notes. So if you want to listen her story, I highly recommend it. It's an amazing story. She said that she felt the worst in her life or for a very, very long time in a day when she reached her goal body weight, what she thought that would solve everything, because her energy levels, they were very low. She couldn't barely move. But sometimes you do extreme things to reach some stupid goals. Of course, that was a big company who was doing this kind of bet. She was even participating. She said she's told honestly that she agreed to do some commercial to get some even money from that company more to do some commercial with them, and said that was like so honest thing what she did. But those, of course, those companies, how they work, you get more money, getting more people, and maybe for some people, you put money on the line where your mouth is, and that maybe gives some extra motivation for some people. But was it the solution that lasted forever? Absolutely not. And it's just an example that smaller or hitting your goal body weight doesn't always guarantee that you are going to actually feel that way, what you are looking for, because you are not honest through this. That number on that scale doesn't mean that it relates that you are going to feel, or it's going to represent that same feelings what you get, because you can, especially after 40, you can definitely feel the same way what you are all looking for, but your scale weight is going to be higher than you would like. And the worst thing is that if you are chasing number on the scale, feeling smaller, you will miss out what your body is truly capable of. So what then to do instead, and why strong and feeling strong is a game changer? So I want to talk a little bit about alternative. So what if your goal was to be strong? Like examples, to deadlift 60 kilos, to carry groceries without effort, to run around with your kids or grandkids without pain, to feel confident in your own skin, not because of a number, but because you trust your body. Strength training for women over 40 isn't just about muscle. It's not about getting bodybuilder or a body that looks like from magazines. It's all about confidence, because you are going to walk differently when you feel strong. It's about consistency, because you are more likely to stick with habits when your goals feel empowering. Capability. So you are building a body that supports you for the next 40 years, because you are most likely, hopefully, going to have next 40 years. Not just you are not living here. Hopefully you are going to live a long, healthy life. And that is always the end goal. It's not even most of us, like, we forget those long-term goals, because we are aiming for these quick fixes and think that I just need to fix this one thing and then I can finally enjoy. And or life or feel the way how I want it or I want now or I used to feel in the past. And that is something what we very often forget. So then what is actually the science of strength after 40? And here is the honest truth. And probably I'm pretty sure you have heard about it, but after 40, you naturally lose muscle if you don't train. And that muscle isn't just for aesthetics or look amazing or have those toned good looking thighs or legs or hips or whatever your goal is. It's your metabolism, your joint protection, your energy. And by the time you hit menopause, you may have lost 3 to 8% of your muscle mass per decade and up to 20% of bone mass in the 5 to 7 years after. So when you shift your goal from getting smaller to getting stronger, you are not just improving how you look. You are investing your future version of yourself in your independence, your bone density, your mobility. And these are kind of investments. Like if you want to have that longevity, you want to like, it's not now if you look latest studies, like you can with all medication, everything, like lifespan, expected lifespan is a lot higher than it used to be because you are going to get pills, you are going to have possibilities to live longer. Like they are keeping you alive, but it's totally different when the way how you are living. Like for me, I got a wake up call when I see my dad, who unfortunately it's now 2.5 years ago when he passed away, only at the age of 70. But when I look at him, like how quickly when he started to have issues at the age of 60, and how quickly that body went. He lost all his muscle mass, ability to move. There was all the time something like some pain, and that kind of life, I don't wish for anyone. And it's for me. Even it was a painful, of course, I didn't want that he is passing away or anything, but it was just a moment to understand that it's not about always about age, how long you are living. Like, because honestly, if I would say that even he passed away at the age of 70, would I like that he would be in this same condition another 10, 20 years? Honestly, probably not. Like, what is, because if your life is that, you are not independent, you are laying in a bed, your days are just waiting that somebody's bringing you food, you try to eat, you don't really enjoy it. And in that moment, I was thinking like that, this is not the life quality what I want, and it's not what I want to do. And that was for me, like, I know I'm a person, you might be surprised, I think I have mentioned it many times, but I'm a person, I'm not naturally enjoying doing strength training, and it's the first thing what I would skip. What I would say that no, this today I can go for a walk, I can go for play some games. I love playing games, tennis, hockey, all that kind of stuff. Like, of course, it's a good thing, and strength training is just not something that I naturally enjoy. But I know that strength training is what makes me actually feel the way I feel strong when I walk. I'm having confidence. I'm sticking my habits. I feel that those are amazing, and that's why I like to. Even I don't have any like that kind of goals. Like I don't need to hit my personal bests. That is not for me what is motivating me, but it's just that feeling the best possible version of myself, and that I get through strength training. Even I don't enjoy it, but I still do it because I know that this is investment for my future, and that is what I actually need to do. So it's and soon as I restarted. I was doing it. I was a professional athlete. I was doing it for until I turned 30. Then I thought that now I just, when I'm not an athlete anymore, I don't need to do it. I don't want to do it. I do only things that I enjoy. And I skipped it for almost 10 years. And what I started to realize, I started to have a back pain. I didn't feel confident. I started to gain weight. And of course, it's a different for every person, but that was just my situation. And then I said, now it's enough. I need to get started. I need to start doing it. And as soon as I started, all those issues disappeared. And that is my motivation, especially in the days when I don't feel like doing it. I have a picture from my dad. I take a look at it. And that is kind of my reminder, my pain moment when I look at his picture, is that I don't want to end up in the same situation, or at least you never know what is happening in a life. But I'm going to do everything I can that I increase my chances of healthier, longer lifespan. It's not only about getting old enough, but also quality, being able to do things I enjoy doing, going for a hike, and that kind of things like that. I'm independent and I'm able to do things, enjoy life also later in life. So how it then looks in a real life. I want to share like couple like strength focused goals look like in action, because often it's so much easier to set that some kind of scale body weight what you have, and that is the goal. And of course how that kind of goals is going to make you feel, because you are not with your actions. If you really are honest, they are not under your control. Like some days scale is going down, even you don't do things perfectly. Some days even you do everything perfectly, it goes up. It's not under your control. Like, of course, in long term you get what you deserve, but or if it's not, for some people it takes us a longer time, but it's the best way to feel frustrated. But if you put these kind of goals in action, you want to get your first real push up from your toes, and not putting on your knees on the floor. And this is amazing strength goal. You want to lift 40 kilos, 60 kilos with a great form. It could be your squat, it could be your deadlift. Just the best way how I like to do it. Like, pick your favorite exercise, what you naturally enjoy doing in a gym or something, and set some strength-based goal for that exercise. So for some women, what I have been lucky to coach, we set goals like a deadlift goal. And I don't recommend taking goals like one rep max, like that, how many kilos, but for example, being able to do, let's say, 5 repetitions. So that is a lot safer. And you still have some kind of strength goal, what is in your mind. If you don't know how you should set this kind of goal, is that take what you are able to do now, 5 repetitions with good form, and then add maybe 10 kilos, 15, even 20 for that amount, and let's work toward that goal for the next 3 months. And once you are doing it, it's often what happens is that kind of that weight loss is also happening. And this is the shift of mindset and changing your goals. What often happens, or especially women in their menopause and over 40, is that when you shift those goals, you shift your goals to strength-based goals, you are reaching also those other like weight loss goals, but they are not your goals, but they are just happening, like they are kind of side effects what is caused by these actions. And or other great goals in a real life could be that you want to climb stairs without knee pain, you want to You want to feel confident in your body, and no matter what the scale is saying, and this is what that kind of mindset is actually doing. So think it this way, like instead of, what now, if your weight loss is your goal, is you are going to beat yourself up after a treat day or cheat day, and when that thing happen, now you are not anymore worried about eating the treat. You are asking yourself and thinking that, did I get my workout in this week? And instead of obsessing over those 2 extra kilos, you think that, am I lifting heavier than ever? Instead of starting over every Monday, you just keep going, because strength goals keep you grounded. And once you are aiming for consistency in your workouts, improving every single workout, aiming like it won't happen every single workout, but aiming for it. And that is a huge difference. If you aim for either, it could be like the progress, like in a strength training, it's often that in the beginning, like when you are relatively new or you had a longer workout break, you might be able to add weight, add repetitions every single workout. And then later, like longer you do it, harder it gets. But there's also benefits. It's totally normal. And let's say that what is possible in a 1 year, like what is realistic goal or what is realistically possible with the strength training, is that basically whatever you are reaching in year 1 after starting or restarting, you are going to cut that half for second year. And from third year, if you are doing it longer, you take second year, cut it half, and that is your realistic progress. But even it sounds that, oh, this is way too little, I want more, I want faster. But think it works also opposite. You have a muscle memory. So even at some point, because there is always the benefit of getting stronger, because that is something you might get at some point in your life. If there's a busy period or something happens in your life and you are not able to train as you would like. But once you have had that strength at some point of your life, because of muscle memory, you are getting back there relatively easy. So it doesn't take long time before you get back into your old levels. Like for me, that's just my personal example. When I took that decade off from my strength training and I lost all my muscle. I definitely was thinking that. And because of course, I remembered like that when I was a professional athlete doing squats with almost 200 kilos and warm-ups were like 100 kilos or whatever. And when I restarted, I put 50 kilo into a bar. Like I didn't know. Of course I knew that it's not going to be as it was, but I have to get started somehow. And I still vividly remember with the 50, or I think the most weight I used was 60 kilos, and which was earlier, not even warm up. And I did 10 or 15 repetitions. And I remember vividly how my legs were hurting and shaking. And after my first strength training, I couldn't walk for 2 days. And I was like, oh shit, how bad shape I have got. And but when I did it consistently, like started with the 2 times a week, and then at some point I said, okay, now it took like several months when I said that, okay, now I'm ready to go for 3 times a week, and but never more than 3 times per week. And when I got into a trip, it took like, I would say 3 months, and I was pretty much close to that same levels I used to be. Like, of course, not exactly there, but like so quick results in the beginning. Like it went like every workout, I was able to add weights, and that progress in the beginning was just amazing, because it's because of that muscle memory. So your body remembers. And that's why you are able to get that strength back relatively quickly, even you had longer breaks. So that is the benefit of strength training. Even if you, at some point, you can't do it, you might lose it, but you get it back relatively quickly. So it's worth all of efforts. It's the different thing with the cardio or with the weight. If you at some point, you gain weight, it's not, you might lose it, but then you gain it again. And same thing with the cardio. Once you lose it, it takes a lot longer to get it back. But with strength training, benefit is because of that muscle memory, you get it back relatively easy and quickly. So just few reminders before wrapping up this episode. So today I want to invite you to try something very, very challenging and hard. So your goal after today's episode is to let go of the goal to shrink and pick up the goal to build, because strong is not just physical, it's a mindset. And when you focus on getting stronger, everything else starts to fall into a place. Your food choices, your consistency, your body image, your confidence. And if this message resonated with you, I would love to hear it. So send me a message in my Instagram and let me know what you thought about this episode. Of course, I would love if you share this episode in your Instagram story or leave a review. And if you are ready to shift from shrinking to strengthening, I have coach options available, and you can find more at personaltrainerturo.com. Thank you for listening, and remember, you are not behind. You are just getting started.
Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.